Good morning, kids. Thanks for coming close again today. This is a picture of the church that I grew up in. And this is the stained glass window I grew up looking at every single Sunday. For a long time, this window reminded me of the help me prayer that Jesus prayed in the garden the night that he was betrayed and before he died on the cross. And while this window was very important to the church that I grew up in, the people were more important. So when I think back about the people in my church, I remember grown-ups who taught kids like me about God. I remember kids who led in worship like some of you do. I remember people who visited and cared for sick and lonely friends. I remember a church filled with people who forgave others when they made mistakes. And I remember people who prayed for others. I was actually reminded of that special thing not too long ago because recently some of those same people from that same church prayed for my sister when she was very sick. Jesus prayed another prayer in the garden that night. He prayed a help them prayer. He prayed for his friends who would miss him and need courage to continue to tell others about the miracles in the life of Jesus. And he prayed for all of those people who would one day believe in Jesus because of his friends. So that means that long before we were born, Jesus prayed for you and for me. Can you believe it? Help them, he prayed. So now when I think of the stained glass window in the church that I grew up in, I now think of that example of praying for others that Jesus set that night and how the people followed that example. And we can look around us here today in our church and we can see people following that example too. And you and I, we can pray for God to help our friends and our family. We can pray for God to help people we don't even know. And we can pray for God to help people that we don't even like that much. And when we pray for others, something really special happens in our hearts. We begin to see other people the way Jesus sees them. We begin to see them as loved and precious children of God, just like you and I are. So whenever we just aren't sure how to get started caring for someone else, we can start by praying. We can pray, help them, and then watch as God begins to help make us more like Jesus. So who will you pray a help them prayer for today?